I'm Devorah Wallen, and I'd like to share my Tea for Two, my Torah thought, for 2 minutes, more or less. This week, we have another double portion, Behar and Bechukosai. Behar means on the mountain, as it says, and God spoke to Moses on Mount Sinai, "Speak to the Israelites and tell them, when you enter the land that I give you, the land will observe the Sabbath of the Lord." These are the agricultural laws of Shemitah, the sabbatical year. On the 7th year, the land gets a rest. Even though we know according to agricultural science, crop rotation and rest is good for the land, that is not why an observant farmer living in the land of Israel would do it. The whole year of Shemitah, one is not allowed to sow, prune, harvest, reap, or gather. It's a Shabbos for the land. Now, our second portion, Bechukosai, means, "In my statutes you shall go." These laws refer to those that we don't have a complete understanding of. In this parsha, it discusses the consequences of not following God's statutes. If we follow them, we will be blessed and the land will be prosperous. Previously in our Tea for Two, we've discussed the difference between the 3 types of mitzvos, chukim, mishpatim, and edus. The word bechukosai refers to those laws that we don't necessarily understand. Judgments are civil laws, laws that make sense to moral and ethical people. The third category, edus, which pertain to historic events that we celebrate, those would include things such as Passover. Interestingly, both Behar and Bechukosai mention the sabbatical year. Behar begins with these laws, and Bechukosai ends with them. It's almost as if the sabbatical year envelops the parsha. We can also note another place where we see this phenomenon in that the last verse of Bechukosai has the word Behar in it. It says, "These are the commandments the Lord gave Moses for the Israelites on Mount Sinai." Again, it's as if these 2 parshas were encased together. Finding another common thread between these parshas is this. Observing the laws of Shemitah requires a lot of trust in Hashem that He will provide for that whole year. Similarly, Shabbos is the same thing. We work 6 days and on the 7th day we rest. That means we don't do work or purchase things. The needs of the day must be prepared in advance. So our sages in the Talmud, Sota, tell us, "Whoever has bread in his basket and says, 'But what will I eat tomorrow?' is considered of diminished faith. Because if he had more faith, he wouldn't worry about tomorrow. Just as God helped you today, He will help you tomorrow." I believe the common thread in these portions is the concept of bitachon, trusting. Not only does it relate to the laws of Shemitah, which are in both parshas, but all the laws we do not understand. The chukim, as in Bechukosai. When we stretch ourselves to do things humbly, whether we fully understand them or not, we are given a godly, unlimited energy to propel ourselves forward. We see in life, often through challenge and trust, the propulsion and movement is greater. As Shlomo HaMelech, King Solomon the Wise, said in Ecclesiastes, "Yisor na'or min ha'choshech," which is usually translated as, "There's an advantage of light to darkness." However, the more literal translation, as well as the mystical one, is as follows: "There is an advantage of light from the darkness." This means that there is an advantage of the light that came out of the darkness itself. Thus, I believe an underlying message in these portions, God is saying, if you will trust me through doing my unfathomable laws, you will be able to truly go forward. Bechukosai telechu.